is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Speaker, hundreds of thousands of Americans die every year from fentanyl. Communities, including many in my own district, have been ripped apart by the scourge of this deadly poison. I've hosted roundtables with local law enforcement, families of victims, and other advocates all across my district. One thing I have consistently heard is that we need to stop the flow of fentanyl into this country. Our police officers are struggling to keep up with the constant influx into our communities, and it's killing some of our youngest and brightest citizens. Every American knows these deadly substances are flooding across our borders, brought to this country by criminals who directly benefit from the Biden-Harris administration's open border policies. We also can't forget the other Americans who have been assaulted and murdered by illegal immigrants who are allowed to enter this country. Laken Riley is dead. Rachel Morin is dead. Others have lost their lives, and even children have been brutally assaulted. Why? So our border czar, Kamala Harris, could score political points with a radical left wing of her party. Meanwhile, the state of New York's going bankrupt, spending billions of dollars to pay for housing and benefits and food for this flood of illegal immigrants who are being released into the interior of this country. Again, this is a direct result of the open borders and sanctuary policies of the Democrat Party under Biden-Harris. And Vice President Harris, the anointed border czar, wholeheartedly supports these policies. Time and again, she looks the American people in the eye who have seen loved ones die of fentanyl overdoses or have been the victims of criminals who are in this country illegally, and she lies to them. She lectures the American people about the root causes of illegal immigration and pretends that her policies had nothing to do with this historic crisis. We're not buying it, and the American people won't buy it in November. Rather than visit our southern border, she led a junket to Central America to plead and to beg migrants to not come. It doesn't get more pathetic than begging other countries while paying lip service to Americans who are feeling the real pain of this crisis. Now, of course, this is entirely consistent with Vice President Harris's failed leadership in this administration. The condescension and virtue signaling may play well among the liberal coastal elites who are now circling the wagons to ensure that she's slammed in there as the Democrat presidential nominee in August. But the American people see her failures for what they are. People are suffering. People are dying from this crisis that Kamala Harris and President Biden have created. Kamala Harris deserves full condemnation, and I am glad to see the House take up this resolution. And, you know, I'm going to sit and wait for the condemnation of the little Democratic rally that was held for Kamala Harris over at Union Station today. And with that, I yield back.